And there it is. We're live.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody. It's makeup time.
It is makeup time. It is fem:30.
It really is fem:30 because this at this point almost feels overdue.
Yeah, it really does. I feel like I haven't done a proper full face of makeup in a really long time either. So this will be fun for me too.
There was a few weeks there where during the not safe for wonks break, I just wasn't doing a lot of makeup, and I can't say that it was great for my mental health.
Yeah, I definitely was like, I haven't been streaming really either. So I really haven't been going to work that often. So I've been kind of just feeling very blah lately. And this kind of forced me to think about like, oh yeah, that's right. You actually really enjoy makeup.
So it's easy to forget that sometimes because it's really easy to associate makeup with weird negative things, I think.
Yeah, and like expectations and stuff. And I was like, no, let's just do it for us. I like basically I'm gonna do this eye look today, and I'm hoping that it's like a kind of a rainbowy look. Maybe I can find it in Pinterest and put it in the chat. Hi, Amy. Hello.
So I have this idea. I don't really know if it's going to work out, but I saw this like sludgy, drippy eye makeup that I want to try to imitate, I think.
Ooh.
And in particular, they used a white pencil, which I have, to like sort of add accents to the gooey parts and make it look extra goopy. I'm going to see if I can...
You can emulate it?
Something out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting from complete scratch today too. And yeah, I'm just doing like a cool rainbow eye. I'm going to do kind of a subdued lip with one or two of these little color pop things. Oops, that just came out. These are cool. These are from the Animal Crossing collection. And they're really cute.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they're like really cute nudes. And they smell good. One of them smells like there's like pineapple, coconut. They basically smell like all the different fruits from the Animal Crossing islands. So we'll do that on the lip. And then the eye is just going to be a rainbow eye, and then I might put my lashes on. We'll see about that. We'll see how it all goes.
We'll see how it goes. So I have this. I have the Urban Decay Stoned vibes. Don't make fun of how dirty this palette is when you see it.
No, all my palettes are dirty.
And it has this one in here, Bloodstone.
Ooh.
That kind of comes out like brown and green when you use it, and it looks sort of radioactive. And I think that's
cool.
gonna be like the emphasis sort of piece here. Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm trying to recreate this rainbow look, and I was swatching with some of my palettes today. And hi Yara, how are you?
Hey everybody.
And, yeah, hey. Yeah, I was swatching with some of my palettes today, just trying to figure out what shades I was going to use, and I realized sometimes you should spend better money on eyeshadow, especially if you're going for like a bolder, bright look. You definitely want something that's more pigmented if you really want that like super bold look. And a lot of the stuff I bought, a lot of the eyeshadows I bought were very cheap, so I have to layer them a lot. But I'm starting out with, I use a lot of Fenty products for like foundation and stuff, but I'm starting out with my Fenty primer, my Fenty foundation, and my Fenty concealer. And they have like a ton of colors. If you're like me and you always have difficulty finding your undertones, they're great for that.
I cheated and I put on my fixative before we started.
Oh.
I have the MAC Prep and Prime matte fixative spray. You can put it on before, you can put it on after, you can do both. and it's like nice and moisturizing. Makes, because you know how MAC products are pretty much always like that. Just makes your skin feel good when you put it on.
Yeah.
This definitely saves me a lot of makeup, and for doing any kind of color intensive look, it makes all the difference in the world, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And I just realized I didn't bring my vanity mirror with me, so I have to use my palette mirror. I'm so prepared. So this is my, so I will be using some colors from this Lisa Frank Morphe palette that I got. It's the 35B palette, so it's one of their like basic ones. And this is my first time getting any Morphe products, but they have, it's so pretty. They have every single color under the sun. Yeah, so I will be like using a couple of these. And I think I'm going to start out with, I usually start out when I'm doing a full face, and I don't know if this is correct, and I've seen YouTubers and stuff do it differently, but I always start out with my concealers first, and then I just like smack on the foundation. So I start with a purple pencil, and this is from Smashbox. Yeah, my color in the webcam is not great, but and I just like put it right here because I have these kinds of lines right here. And I forgot what they're called, but I got fillers in them a couple months ago, like maybe back in December, and it definitely helped even it out. But that purple is gonna get rid of the discoloration and kind of give a more smooth appearance. And then I'm gonna smack on my green concealer, which eliminates redness. And this is also from Urban Decay, actually.
Ooh, I love Urban Decay. It's
Yes,
too expensive,
too.
but sometimes you just gotta.
Sometimes you gotta indulge.
I definitely like stuff that's a little bit better value ratio. Sometimes, like, I love ColourPop, which is what I'm starting with right now for this eyeshadow look. They definitely have just amazing value makeup. It's hard to beat.
Yeah, definitely. I did not pluck my eyebrows. Haven't plucked my eyebrows for like a week. That's okay. So I got my green on. I'm gonna get my concealer on. And this isn't like, I'm not good at contouring at all. I'm trying to get better at it, but I always want to get rid of my under eye circles the most.
Yeah. I'm not really going to be doing proper full face. I don't use tons of concealer, just a little usually. It depends on the situation, of course, but I don't really feel like I would have time to do a lot else other than what I'm trying to do necessarily anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of concealer like under the eye because I don't know how to apply eyeliner under my eye without it looking crazy. I can do eyeshadow, but actual liner, it looks weird as fuck. So I just put concealer under there to make sure it's all kosher.
That makes sense.
And then,
that makes sense.
Yeah, and then I try to maybe do like a little bit of a line on the bottom if I have the motivation.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna blend it in with my concealer blending brush.
Sometimes I feel like I have an easier time putting a good line on my under eye than my over eye. It's one of those things.
Oh, hi, Chris. Yeah, if you're doing like a dark eye, you don't really have to mess too much with concealer under the eye unless you're trying to maybe give it a more dimensional look. But if you're going like goth and heavy with the eye look, it's not necessarily, you don't necessarily want to get rid of all that darkness because it can help.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, my eyes definitely look brighter now.
Oh yeah, that's a big improvement.
Yeah, this is the Fenty one, and it is awesome. It's the Fenty concealer.
Yeah.
And it comes in, I think, pretty much every single color that they also sell their foundation in, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
That's gonna make.
But for a normal,
pop.
yeah, for a normal everyday look, I actually just started using ColourPop's Pretty Fresh hyaluronic tinted moisturizer, and this was like maybe $12 on their website. And it's really nice, and it's very, very light tint, and it's just like if you just need something on your face that when you're walking out the door.
Yeah.
So if y'all have beauty questions for us, fire away in the chat, because we are here to chat.
We're just here to hang out, have fun. Thanks everybody for tuning in so far.
Yeah.
It's nice to just think of makeup as fun, you know? And as
absolutely
playful. Sometimes when you perform a lot, you don't feel that way about it. Because it's something that you have to do all the time. That's, you know, something that just doing all this stuff on camera, and then I used to do a lot of theater and all this stuff. It's like at times you just get worn out with it, and you don't really feel like there's any fun left in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was getting that way with dancing. I was just like, God, I have to wear this stuff at the club, and I'm just like, I have to wear it when I take pictures for my OnlyFans and stuff. And I'm just like, I was just doing it like every single day, and doing stuff for work definitely does kind of suck the joy out of it. So which, you know, capitalism, right? Sucks the joy out of anything fun.
And then also, I think, you know, makeup carries a lot of cultural baggage for a lot of people.
Definitely.
It definitely does for me to a large extent. And I know a lot of other people that could probably say the same. So, in fact, I think most people, especially like when we were younger, makeup sucked, right?
Yeah, I didn't really have a lot of makeup when I was younger. I think I started using makeup regularly when I was like maybe 21, 22.
Yeah. Like every eye palette was like purple and green and just like ugly nonsense. And you weren't allowed to look exciting or beautiful. That was not okay, actually. Like people would say derogatory things about you if your eyeshadow had a lot of color in it. And like that was like 90s makeup. It's just a dark time.
It's like grungy. Everyone had Vaseline on their eyes. Yeah, Amy, there's different color correctors. I prefer the green one because I have like a yellowish undertone, so so even when I'm correcting for red, I just go with green. So you kind of have to follow like the color wheel and like mix and match and stuff. Finding a good foundation for your skin type. So far, I've never been able to match things like super well online. I have gone to like Ulta and I've gone to Sephora and I'm like, find my skin type. But then there's also if you're doing your makeup a lot for stream, or if you're on cam a lot, you want to bring that into account too, because your shading might be different under all these lights and stuff. Like that's why a lot of these like influencer makeup artists, you see them in real life, sometimes their makeup doesn't look very good, and it's because they've just been doing it in front of their ring light or something. They haven't really been stepping out into like real world lighting. So you might have to have like one or two foundations depending on the lighting that you're going with.
Yeah. My recommendations are get sampler packs, especially if you can't, if you don't want to or can't go to like a good makeup store. Order samplers that have like 4 or 5 shades in them, so that you can just try stuff. And then also, like, a lot of times my best luck with foundations is two compatible colors that together kind of match my skin well, not necessarily one. And I definitely encourage people to keep that in mind. Like, the highlights and lowlights on my skin are not really quite the same color. And if I mix together a couple of foundations, then like it tends to look as natural as possible. Whereas if I just use one, then it looks a little flatter and less like my actual skin tone.
How do you know your undertones? That's a really good question.
Whew.
That's one we actually don't know. This is one of those things I went to like Sephora and I was like, what are my undertones? And they're like, you have yellow undertones. So I just literally asked somebody. When in doubt, just ask somebody. And I think sometimes through like the Sephora apps or like the Ulta apps, you can like chat with somebody and like send them a picture of yourself and they'll like tell you like over the internet, like, oh, here's, what you need. That could also be really helpful for people that are still not comfortable shopping right now. Oh, also, if you're a person that, your skin tone kind of changes in the seasons, like I get obviously very, very pale in the winter. So I have to have a separate foundation for the winter months as opposed to summer, because if I tried to use my summer foundation in the winter, it would literally look like orange from here up compared to the rest of my body.
Yeah. Definitely things like that can make a big difference. Foundation is definitely not something that you just find one and you're good forever, which I think some people kind of imagine.
Yeah. So Sam's asking, how do you get makeup to last and not break apart when performing? My method is just having a really good primer and then having a really good like setting spray or powder is like the key. The key to making it last. If you're really sweaty in some parts, like you can really like kind of layer on the powder or the spray thick in those parts. I know my eye makeup like runs a lot. So I tend to, about halfway through the process, actually I'll show you now. I'll just take some of my setting powder and I will take the same, I only have one brush like this. So I kind of split it between this and my blush. But I take my powder and I just put some right under my eyes. And that kind of helps it from like caking, as well as keeps it kind of in place. And then I'll do this once again to set everything off at the end. And this is the Fenty powder that I use. It's a lot, and it's a little bit on the, it's not like pricey, but it's like a little bit on the pricier side, but it's so much. And I've literally bought this last year and I'm still using it. So
yeah.
And I use like the transparent powder, but Fenty also makes some tinted setting powder. So if you just have like if you have like a pretty neutral look, you can just set it all off with a very similar tinted powder to your foundation. Okay, so my hair is going to look crazy for the rest of this because it's too short to do anything with it, the mo.
What's your plans for the hair right now?
I'm torn between Angelina Jolie hackers look, like short and black and pixie, and then I'm all which is short and bleach blonde. Both of which would require me to put on eyebrows and lashes every day, which is why I'm like, I'm not ready for it yet. All right, so I think I've got a pretty good foundation going on. make sure I got. Yeah, I'm probably not using the right sponge, but it's better than your fingers because you waste a lot of product with your fingers, and you also get all your oils from your fingers onto your face. So even if you have like the wrong sponge or the wrong size sponge, for the most part, you shouldn't be touching your face with your fingers at all. Also, a sponge just gives you like a lot more even tone than if you're just like spreading everything around with your finger.
Yeah. You might see me be lazy and use my finger occasionally, but don't be like me.
I'll literally do that when I have like no more brushes left and I'm like, I just need like one more color. So I'll like take my pinky and just do it with my pinky, you know?
I'm just constantly cleaning my brushes a little as I go.
I'm so bad about cleaning my brushes. That's why I keep buying more because I just hate cleaning them. I don't know what it is about them. All right, where did this picture go? Okay. So in order to do this look that I want to do, and I'll show one more time. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to see, but this is actually a purple and that's like a teal. Yeah. And I didn't really have a teal, so I'm going to try to experiment with that. And the purples I had were just not, I couldn't get the right mixture for the purples. So I'm going to be using a lipstick on my eyeball instead for the purple. And this is Stila. This is a Stay All Day liquid lipstick. And I really need to get more of these in like every color because they're so freaking pretty. It's like such a pretty color. And it dries nice and matte. So we'll just use that as a base. Oh, and also I have to say that if you're going to do like a full makeup look with lips and everything, got to moisturize your lips.
Great tip. Yep. I've always got it on me.
Yeah. First big exciting makeup purchase.
Ooh.
Oh, Kennedy, do you have one that comes to mind?
You know, I'm struggling to think of what brand it was, but I remember I got this copper eyeliner and it was like a little kit. And it came with eyeliner and other stuff. This was when I was in my early 20s, and I got it from Sephora, and I can't remember what brand it was now. But I remember that was the first time I was super excited by makeup.
Yeah.
Like, just like, wow, this is so much fun, and like it looks really good on me, and just all that kind of excitement, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a good makeup purchase I made because, you know, for a long time, I really was just using like drugstore eyeliner and foundation and stuff. And I really, because I was just like a scummy 20-something punk kid, I really didn't have any very good frame of reference for like what products were very good. Mm-hmm. So I think the first really exciting thing for me was getting one of those Ipsy gift bags. Because it was probably like the first time in my life where I bought a piece of makeup I didn't need. And it was like, I was being very experimental. So that kind of like kicked off like me experimenting more with makeup.
Yeah, I kind of have a similar feeling about that, that copper eye kit that I was mentioning. Cause like I'd always just been buying like whatever I needed based on like the stage shows and film projects and things that I was doing and blah, blah. And like, sure, there were a few kind of fun things in there, but it was every purchase had been made, you know, I went to the store because I'm on a new show or whatever, and it's a purely utilitarian experience. Mm-hmm. And that was like the first time, and Amy's in chat right now, and she's an old friend of mine. She does remember this kit, which is awesome. Yeah, it was the first time I was just like, yeah, this is 100% just for me. And it's about me feeling good about myself and having a good time. And that's also complicated for me because like, I was kind of told not to do makeup growing up.
Yeah.
And not entirely for like gender reasons, but also just because like my parents could be a little weird about like beauty products. They are sort of puritanical in a certain kind of way about things, even if they don't realize it necessarily. And like I swear, like my mom could be a Mennonite, except she's an atheist. But like that's how beauty products were sort of treated in my home, you know?
Yeah.
So
I can
like
see that, yeah.
It took a lot for me to decide that like I was worth like sort of having those things, and that it was like okay, and it was like okay to want to like feel beautiful through makeup, which, you know, I was just thinking about the funniest thing, and I used to say this myself at one time in my life. The funniest thing ever is when people say, oh, I wish I could wear makeup.
I know. That breaks my heart when I hear people say that, because I'm like, babe, you can.
You can.
Just do it.
You
and if anyone gives you shit, send them to me. I think that's a thing with I love being able to, this is another thing that quarantine I think really kind of robbed us all of, is that ability to go out with our friends as our authentic selves and present as our authentic selves in a group, in like a group setting, and that was very comfortable and very supportive. And now we're kind of all like in our own little bubbles, and we kind of don't get that group validation, you know?
I guess I just brought it more to the internet finally. Like,
yeah.
I didn't used to necessarily wear a lot of makeup in the early days of nsfwonks streaming, and I just kind of thought, well, you know, we're just there to do politics. It's not really important how I look. All these, you know, all these justifications that were ultimately about me sort of, you know, dealing with my fears and not really necessarily grounded in reality. Because of course, the makeup stuff has quickly become something that people like talking to me about, and I like talking about. I'm excited when people, you know, hit me up on Twitter, and you know, every now and again somebody will say something like, hey, I saw your makeup on stream and I liked it, and they'll have a question or something. I love that. That's more fun.
Yeah.
You want to get a response from me on Twitter? Don't try to debate me about politics. Ask me some makeup question. I'll actually reply to you.
Yeah, it's so funny because I was feeling some type of way about like being too gussied up for other people's streams and stuff. I was like, am I just being a show off? Whatever. But at the end of the day, like, you have to look at yourself on screen, and you have to like what you're looking at for the next hour, 2 hours. So you might as well make it cute, you know?
Yeah, agreed.
But also it is kind of like that thing that I think like societally that, you know, ultra femme people are kind of judged for being ultra femme. And, you know, when we're talking about serious stuff like politics, you know, sometimes we don't get taken as seriously when we look all, you know, bimboed out.
Yeah, there's like this aspect of it that it's seen as like kind of try hard behavior.
Yeah.
I think. As if like your uncle who spent $100,000 on his truck isn't trying hard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. You know, it's try hard behavior to want to like put on some makeup from time to time, but it's not
right.
Other cultural signifiers or whatever. There definitely seems to be like a little bit of an imbalance there sometimes, like you're saying, where like there's when you're femme and you're doing it, it's like, whoa, what the hell?
Sorry, you can hear the dogs barking in the background. So what I'm doing right now, I forgot to talk about this while I'm doing it. So what I did was I took one of my, it's almost like I don't even know what kind of brush this is. It's the Morphe M167, but it is like a flat eyeshadow brush. It's really thin, as you can see. And what I did was I used this blue right here, and I kind of just started creating with the edge of it, just creating a shape in like almost like a semicircle around my eye, and then kind of connecting it to my lash. And then I was blending it inward, because right in the center right here is going to be the purple that I'm going to use. So when you're doing a look with like a bunch of different shadows, I find it like I just find it easier to go with like whatever's going to be on the corners and up here, like doing that first. That like really helps me, I guess, for like my eye shape. I don't know how everybody else does it. I'm definitely not an expert, so if this doesn't work for you, just know that it does not all these techniques work for everybody, and there's definitely better ways to do it. But this is what works for me.
Yeah, makeup is complex, and you can't just boil it down into one set of instructions.
Yeah, exactly. And there's all sorts of hacks. It's like if you find the way that works for you, then it's the correct way, basically.
Right. There was a thread on Twitter that I replied to that one of my mutuals started that was what order do you put your makeup products on in? And there were as many answers as there were people. You know?
Yeah.
What
I
I'm
like
doing
to get a
now
base down. Yeah. What are you doing?
What I'm doing now is I'm just like basically layering in some different colors. Because like the bottom layer was really brown. And now I want to add some red and orange and pink to kind of brighten it up a little and make it a little more interesting.
That's cool.
And I'm also kind of changing the shape a tiny bit. But.
Yeah, this is kind of hard to see the difference between the blue and the purple, but you can kind of see it where I applied the lipstick to my lids. And I'm a big fan of putting lipstick on my lids.
Oh, neat. That's not my typical behavior, but
sometimes you don't have a color.
Love putting, as long as the makeup is safe for the face, it's safe for the face, you know?
Yeah.
I definitely put a lot of weird stuff, weird places. I have this glitter eyeliner that I use everywhere. I put it on my lips sometimes and things.
Yeah, and I think Stilla is vegan, so I don't think they have like any heavy. This is not like a glittery one, so it doesn't have any like glitter or anything that could potentially get in my eye, or that's not for my eye.
Right.
Okay. And like a matte lipstick on your eyelid, like the reason I use lipstick sometimes is sometimes I just don't have a color that is the color I want for my lids. So it's like I'll just reach into my lipstick bin and pick whatever's there that matches.
Yeah. Mary says she loves both of our hair. Thank you, Mary.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Samajama had another question, which is, do you have favorite beauty icons or favorite beauty eras? Pretty good question.
Ooh. I'm a fan right now. Like I grew up like really loving fashion. And like I really wanted to be a fashion designer when I was younger. So I really like loved the 70s, and I love like a big, bold graphic eye. I think the flyer for this event, for this stream, actually was the first time I did like a really graphic liner.
Oh, that was an amazing.
That was really fun.
I was like, fuck, I'm intimidated.
I like lucked out on, like, it was really hard. Like I have a very shaky hand. So I was just like, with my gel liner, you know. Actually, I think that was a liquid liner that I used for that. But so this is what I got so far. And blending it is going to be a challenge because I want to keep this. I don't want a glittery rainbow. I want like a nice matte, almost matte rainbow.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But I think the biggest challenge for this one is going to be getting the yellow the way I want it, because getting a yellow eyeshadow, that is one thing. If that's like a look you really want to do, don't go with a cheap one. That's a really hard color to get right with a cheap palette, which I'm finding out today. And I'm going to switch my palettes out and I'll show y'all what I got. This was a really random purchase off of Shine. It was their Ruby Queen palette. And sometimes they have really good makeup for the, dirt cheap price it's sold at. I think this was like a $10 palette. And I love these colors. They're so pretty. So it's a lot of sunsetty colors. It's got like a really cool, like burnt orange color. A really nice, like maroonish color, but I'm going to go with this like yellowy one. And I'm not going to use my brush that I use black eyeshadow on. That's a no-no. It's a great way to ruin your look is just like mix all of your pigments together.
Yeah. So I like I was saying, I clean my brushes almost constantly is like one of my ways of getting around this. And I literally just have like a roll of toilet paper, a paper towel nearby, and I just get little bits of it and just dust off the brush in between colors a lot. Because I like keeping my brushes really clean. And I also don't like to have to switch between brushes a lot. Like I'm only using a couple of brushes today.
Yeah, I'm kind of having to use all of mine because of just using like 5 different colors, but
as for palettes, I've switched to the Urban Decay wired palette to add some of this color. And then I'm just like, I'm trying to kind of refine the shape that I actually want a little using just a makeup remover wipe, because I find it easier a lot of times when I'm going for cleanish lines to just remove rather than put it on clean.
Now I'm just kind of going back and forth and blending this purple and this blue together a little bit. Now that the purple is dried, the matte lipstick has dried. And I've got my kind of yellow in the corners here. It's super subtle. It'll look way better in the pictures. I'm going to post them on Twitter after this. And then now I'm going to be switching back to a coral color. It's kind of like a transitional color between the yellow and the orange I'm going to be using. So it's like this really pretty coral color, and it'll go underneath the eyeball. And I think I'm going to use a different brush for this too. Yeah, it's really nice to do it like a nice sunset look because you get to really just use a bunch of different colors. And the nice thing about a sunset look too is it doesn't have to be super precise to look really cute. You just got to use a bunch of different colors and, have fun with it. And just really, I think the most important thing with eye looks is making like symmetry. You can get away with a lot of like kind of crazy looking stuff if you have like a symmetrical, look.
Although I might go full asymmetry again like I did on Twitter the other day.
Do it.
Because I kind of feel like making my other eye blue.
That would be cool. Yeah, and I'm definitely not using a thin enough brush for this. I just realized, but that's okay. All right, so I've got that. Yeah, go ahead.
You go first.
No, I got the so I got the coral on, and you can kind of see it's like a starting to transition into what will be like this bold orange line, like whoosh. That's gonna really set it all off.
So I switched to the cream gel pencils to try to get this drippy part looking cleaner and more exciting over the next little bit. I'm going to use this one. I'm also going to use a purple one.
That's cool. And now I'm switching to my ColourPop palette, which is a palette that I put together. It's one of those ones where you just choose your own colors and then you fill it in. So this was something I bought back in like, I don't know, like October of last year, and I've barely even used it. And it's just like a bunch of different colors I just didn't have at the time. So this isn't like a really, this isn't like a color story at all. This is just me throwing shit together. But this little orange is what I'm going to be using, which is actually like a pretty strong pigment too.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Kyle, no, I did not do a full face of foundation. As I mentioned off camera, I put on a teeny tiny bit of concealer and my Prep and Prime spray before we got here, which I should have done. I should have done on camera. I'm not perfect at this makeup streaming game yet. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, because sometimes what you're going to do is going to take a while. So, I mean, you definitely chose a really ambitious look.
Yeah, I'm barely going to have time to. Oh, and of course I broke the pencil. I'm nervous for streaming, and I broke the tip off my pencil. I could dummy.
Do you have a sharpener?
Nah, it's okay though. I'll just sharpen it against my eye.
Okay, so I've got pretty decent look going on here.
Yeah, you do.
My struggle with eyeshadow is my eye shape. Because I do have hooded eyes, so I'm always like, where is my line? Where is the line that I need? And I figure it out just on the fly. I can never actually like emulate it 100%. So that's kind of like my hardest, like most difficult issue. But as you can see, we've got like a good kind of color theory going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really hype. I'm excited because I feel like mine's starting to reach the point where it's coming together a little bit. It no longer looks as messy now that we're getting the pencils in and making some nice lines.
Go back in with the coral. Also, I found that if you're doing a look with like 3 different colors and they're like, you're trying to do like an ombre or something, one color into the next, the easiest way to do it would be to do like one color, whatever's going on the inside of your, eyelid or eyeline or whatever. And then on the other side, just do that color. Or I'm sorry, just like do all 3 colors and don't worry about putting like too much pigment on. But that middle color, you can go back in, and it's easier to blend the middle out than it is to like blend the others in a sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing now with the coral eyeshadow, is just blending from the center and blending a little out because it doesn't look as bold as the rest of them do.
I was going to use this bloodstone, but I'm moving in a redder direction now. And it's inevitable because when I was originally thinking about this, I was hoping to have my new palette that has like 5 new greens in it, which would have made this work,
Such is life.
ColourPop is amazing, but they are slow to ship things. So this wired palette is really awesome, and I do recommend it for just amazing, strong colors. But you'll notice these ones actually don't technically say that they're for eyes. They are irritating. Don't put this on if you're gonna wear it all day. Like it's fine. It's fine for like a couple of hours, But by the time I've had like some of that like hot pink on for like 3 hours, my eyes are like, please don't do this.
Like, why are you like this?
And it's totally one of those things where it's an absolute technicality. Everybody uses this palette for eyes, obviously. But yeah.
So I think I'm gonna start doing my eyebrows because I feel like my eyes are good. I don't want to mess with it too much. I will just put on a little bit of mascara. My mascara isn't great. It's not my favorite. It's the Milk Kush waterproof mascara. It's not waterproof. It's not. It's this one. And I always get like, for some reason, the mascara, like in the mascara department, I just cheap out on mascara and I need to stop doing that. So I always get the little sample sizes in Ulta that are like sold near the counter. I'm like, that's fine. I never get a full size mascara for some reason. It's just one of those dumb things I refuse to buy.
Okay, I need to hurry up. Okay.
Take your time. If we go a little bit over, that's cool with me. Oh, yeah.
Well, I at least want to get one eye done. I'm being slow as heck today. Some of my Twitter looks, though, do take a long time. Not all of them. Some of them are really fast, but it just depends. But I know some of y'all who are tuning in maybe see my makeup looks occasionally on Twitter. And the ones that look like they took a while probably took a good while. I'm not fast.
Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the eyeshadow portion. I'm going to go in and use my... Oh, and I just realized I am missing another brush that I need an eyeshadow, or what is that? Eyebrow brush. I lost one of mine. Whoops. But what I'm using now is this Benefit brow palette. And it's really cool because it has pretty much every color. So if you're like me and you wear wigs and stuff, this is like pretty much every basic color you'll need. And it has a clear wax as well in the middle. So if you're trying to do a colorful look, this wax will still help you set the color for whatever you're using. Ooh, maybe I should do like green brows or something.
That'd be fun.
Oh, wait, I have an orange pencil. I'll do orange brows. Fuck it, we're gonna do orange brows. Also, so I bought this like orange eyeliner for like $2 at the beauty supply store near my house. And sometimes these beauty supply brand, like these beauty store brands, the generic ones, they'll surprise you.
For sure.
Woo! Ooh, I love this. Kind of want to do this IRL. So what I did was when you're doing, oh God, this light. When you're doing liner and or like brow liner and you're not sure where to start your brow, you want to start it like wherever the corners of your eyes are, that's where you want it to start. Anything closer than that is going to make you look like you have like a kind of a weird unibrow, not a sexy kind, like a weird kind. So
Yeah.
you want to just like the corners of your eyes just go up straight, and that's where you want to start the pencil. That's a trick I learned from a coworker. Also, if you see a friend that's just got a look you like, just ask them how they did it. Like, people will usually be nice and tell you.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I never really answered the like beauty icons question earlier, but honestly, I know this will sound cheesy, but I really just like get inspired a lot by like my mutuals on Twitter who do cool makeup. And I just like message them and ask them how they did stuff sometimes, or like
That's rad.
I don't necessarily have like a lot of like famous makeup people that I'm into that much. It's just more like I just really like seeing people be super creative, and sometimes I see these really ambitious, unusual makeup looks on Twitter that just blow my mind, and I just want to be like that,
Totally. If y'all have like Netflix and you're looking for some inspo, you should watch Glow Up. It's a makeup competition show, and it's pretty damn good. It's based out of the UK. And the second season had one of my favorite makeup artists on. After the show aired, I started following her, and I forget what her name is. I'm gonna have to look it up and figure it out. But she has like a very she's like a very goth chick, and she does great like prosthetic work, and she does great like graphic liners and stuff. And I don't have like a famous like makeup artist I look up to or anything, but definitely watch that show if you are just like looking for more inspiration. So I got some orange brows on. You know how I feel about it. It's kind of
it does
I don't
kind of
know.
work.
It's kind of weird. I like it though. I'll just keep it. And I'm just doing the most basic lip. It's really bright over here, y'all. Sorry. Hang on, let me fix this.
Okay.
Oh, that's so much better.
Leave that alone for a second, because I don't want to smudge what's there when I come in with the white.
Nice.
Which is the scary part at this point. I'm not going to do my other eye at all. I'm just going to do my lips. And I'm not going to do anything super complicated. I'm just going to put on and brag about my favorite MAC lipstick.
Yeah.
It's called Skew, and I'm all about it.
Skew?
Yeah. What a perfect name.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I'm just going in with this orange $2 liner that I got and kind of going over the orange that I already had in place, just to give it a little bump of pigment.
Some of these frosted lipsticks really require like a bit of work to make work, because they don't have perfect coverage and things like that that easily, because it's like a very frosty, shimmery look. So like the gold one in particular, I have to put lip liner on and stuff if I really want it to look right. This one I love because I don't have to do shit except put it on.
I got these like little like glittery star things when I bought some cosplay lenses, and I was like, I guess this is for your face, and it came in this little container, and it might be too small to even show on camera, but I'm gonna try to like apply a little to my corners of my eyes. Let's see if this will work. my god, it's staying. There.
Oh yes. Oh my god.
I can't believe it's staying on. I've never even used these before. So, okay, let's do the other side then.
Okay. Now, should be able to add the white accents that are hopefully gonna make this pop in just the right way. I feel like this is B work, to be honest, but I'm gonna be happy enough with it.
Oh, one of these days we should try to do like the same look, like maybe like a drag look. That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
Because I've seen people do the so if y'all ever watch like Drag Race and stuff like that, when they glue down their eyebrows, and I've always wanted to try that, but I've been scared. I've been scared of putting glue on my face.
It is scary and ultimately not pleasant in the end result.
But if that was like, but if I really wanted to achieve like an actually orange eyebrow, I would definitely need some different products. Like this is all just using products that are that I have in like my basic repertoire. And a lot of these eyeshadows too, like this Morphe palette was I want to say it was like $29 to $34. This Shine palette was $10. And all of my individual brushes were rather inexpensive too. I get the Sonia Kajuk ones or whatever from Target, which is great if you can't invest a bunch of money right now in brushes because they're expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to set it off with a little bit of blush. And then if you really want like a little summery glow, you just swipe a little bit over the top of your nose and it'll give you that like beach sun-kissed glow.
I know my makeup faces are something else right now.
I know. I'm like doing this and I'm not even like applying like eyeshadow or lipstick or anything. I'm just like and yeah, I'm not doing a strong lip today. I think I'm just doing this because the eye is so strong that I kind of just want to keep it basic.
Yeah.
But next time I'll do something with like a really strong lip, and then I'll show you how I do my lips because I get questions about how to do my lipstick all the time. So what else am I missing here? Oh yeah. I do want to get my baby lashes on the bottom, which I'm really bad at, so I hope I don't screw this whole thing up. Oh my god, I'm just not going to be able to get that. I'm like so scared to mess up. I've done this before. I'm having like a flashback to when I did this before and I completely fucked up my eyes on the last leg trying to do my lower lashes. Okay, we're just gonna leave it alone. I'm not using the right one either. I'm using this Kush stuff, which is already very the this applicator is way too big to do my lower lashes. And they make mascaras with really tiny applicators for lower lashes, which I used to have one, but it ran out. Also from Shine, which was like a $2 mascara, and I used it all the time. And this is the result. And you'll be able to see a better version of this on Twitter, because I have a ring light, but my my webcam really sucks.
Hell yeah.
I just noticed that palette you're using and the cool colors on it. That is awesome.
Right? It's so fun.
I love it. And I guess if I wanted to finish this, I could do like, I could put on my lashes, but I feel like I have these really gigantic mink lashes, and I would not want to like use a big minky lash all over the top, because it'll just obscure what I was doing.
All I'm trying to do to finish this up at this point is just add a few more touches of the white cream pencil to add this liquidy highlight kind of look. And then I'll probably need to blend it back down a little more.
Thank you, Sama Jamma. Mm-hmm.
In some spots where it's good.
I like it. It's very Bowie.
Yeah. Weird glam shit is kind of my vibe.
I dig it. I dig it. Okay.
Okay, and now I'm just going to selectively blend some of these back down. Like this one. And I'm pretty... Obviously, I only did one eye.
I don't think an hour was long enough. We definitely got to do a longer stream next time.
Yeah, I had this whole thought, like, well, if I'm doing a stream, I'll have time to do something hyper ambitious. And then I'm like, damn, this look could take 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it always takes longer than you think it does with makeup. Like, every time I see somebody do it, like a cool graphic liner thing, I'm like, well, that looks easy. And then I'll start doing it, and I'm like, this is not, this is a 30-minute job easily. Like, I like that, like, sienna, like burnt sienna kind of color, though, that is like your base. It's pretty.
That's a ColourPop one, of course.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's a really good underlying color for smoky eye, anything smoky eye. It's called Sucka For You. ColourPop has some funny names.
So silly.
I think this is pretty much done.
Nice.
I don't know if it's supposed to be like sunset over water. I guess that's what it is. Yeah.
Next time we got to do some lashes on you. We got to do your other eyeball.
I know, right? I have a little mascara nearby, but I what's the point right now?
At a certain point, you're like, just it's fine. Let's go. Let's leave it.
But this was
all right.
awesome.
Cool. This was fun. This was fun.
You look amazing.
Thank you. You look great too.
Pretty good.
I think this will be like cuter in pictures too. I feel like, because like neither of us are set up for a makeup stream, so we're kind of just doing this like really makeshift.
This is partially a test. I want to see, because like I've been playing with my lighting and stuff specifically for makeup, and I wanted to see, and it is better. And I'm specifically working with colors that I've had trouble getting to show up before, so I'm happy about that because this is better.
Yeah, it's definitely like a stronger pigment.
Yeah.
And I love that shirt, by the way. I didn't get to tell you. Love that shirt.
Thank you. That's one of my absolute favorites. Yeah, while we're talking about style icons, I guess I should mention Versace. No, this is not the real thing. I'm not that rich.
Yes. I think you mean Versailles.
But yeah, this was super fun. I need to go back and clean it up a little before I post it on Twitter still, because a few of the lines are still messy. But I'm relatively happy with this and would try it again. I definitely wish my greens had been here in time so I could have done exactly what I had in mind. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming to hang out with us. And Rara, I'm just so glad this worked out. Let's do it again.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. And look out for, I guess, like follow both of us on Twitch, and everyone here probably follows us on Twitter. But yeah, thanks so much, y'all. We'll definitely do this again soon.
Okay, bye.